Hello everybody, welcome back to my gaming review. I want to make a video on this system right here. If you do not know what this console is, this is the Nintendo Entertainment System, Nintendo's first home console. I want to talk about the system because I just want to do kind of like a video on a retro system that's pretty much cheap to collect for and something that people might want to get into. So if you're somebody who wants to get into retro game collecting, if you want to have an 8-bit retro experience, the Nintendo Entertainment System is the perfect system for that experience. Now, yeah, there was the NES Classic Edition, little NES mini console that came out, but if you want that original OG experience, you could find an NES system on eBay, Amazon, for pretty cheap prices. There's also tons and tons of fantastic games for the Nintendo Entertainment System. The game I was playing recently was Tiger Heli, but I decided to make a video on the Nintendo Entertainment System because these are very easy to collect for. The games are pretty cheap, and unlike the N64 or even like the Nintendo Wii games, you can find a lot of games and the console itself for pretty cheap. Now, there's two versions of the NES console. There's the NES top loader, that's called the NES 2, I believe, or the NES Junior, and then you have this console, which is the original NES. Now, the issue with the original NES console is that it's not a top-loading device. You have to slide the game in, and you got this little hinge thing that usually breaks over time. So if you want a console, if you want that original NES experience, but without this stupid thing, you can get the NES Junior, but you have to use RF only. You cannot use the AV composite, because apparently Nintendo chose not to get the AV composite cables for the NES Junior, which right now I'm using my RF adapter right there. But anyway, it's only a little bit of an issue. Most TVs still support, I think all TVs support the RF. So if you want to play NES on like your 4K giant TV, technically you can. So AV composite's not really a big issue. But remember, if you get into NES collecting and into the console itself, these consoles do have some issues. These are very old systems, and if you're on eBay or Amazon or whatever, make sure that you get one that is in working condition, or wasn't really used much. A lot of these NES consoles are obviously super old. This is the first Nintendo home console that was made, the Entertainment System, so, the motherboard is really old on these systems, the controllers are very old in this console. Obviously, when you buy one of these systems, you might have the plastic missing in some places. As you can see, some of the plastic is missing because it's just a very old console. Also, it's because the person I got this from didn't really take care of it all that well. I mean, there's literally rust on the inside of my NES, but the system still actually works, and I was able to play some games on it recently. Now, even though it is 2023, I still think the NES is a great console. If you want to get into retro video game collecting, or if you want to play some old school 8-bit retro games, I think the NES is a perfect 8-bit retro console to get into. It's an easy system to get into collecting for a variety of games. You got the Mario games, there's a lot of games. There's Donkey Kong Jr., Mario, Tetris, and so on. A lot of fantastic, amazing games that people to this day still play on the Nintendo Switch. But obviously, if you're somebody who wants to get into retro gaming, then you probably would rather want to play these games on the old school, hardware, and you probably want to actually collect the system itself. I've had my NES system for years now, actually. I can't even remember, I think I've actually had this, like, for 4 years maybe? I don't know, I've had the system for a while. I don't, play it constantly, Usually if I want to play my NES, I just kind of, bring it out, and I hook it up to my TV and play a little bit, and then I put it back in a box, and then I'm done with it, and I'll play, a year later or months later. I don't use it like that much, but I really do enjoy the console. My favorite games for the system have to be Duck Hunt, Mario Bros, Tiger Heli. Those are like some of my favorite games, and of course Tetris. There's just a lot of good games for the system. I also have the third-party Classic Q controller, as you can see. So there is a lot of options when it comes to controls. If you do not want to have a used, broken down NES controller, you can always buy some third-party controls, which this one's not too bad. You know, it works. It does the job. And there's also, I believe, wireless controls you could actually get for your NES system. But anyway, overall, in 2023, I still think the NES console is still a great retro system to collect for and buy for. And again, unlike the N64 and other game systems on the market, the NES has always been pretty cheap. You know, the games are cheap. I bought Donkey Kong for about probably 15 bucks. Tiger Heli was only 10 bucks. The actual system, I believe, was like maybe $70 or $80, you know, somewhere around there. And, you know, mine is in bad shape, you know, so if you're looking to pick up NES console, just make sure that you look at the condition of it. I got mine from Amazon, so I didn't really see the pictures of it. I should have bought mine from eBay, but back then I was somebody who used Amazon most of the time. Nowadays I use eBay more than anything else for my, you know, for collecting my retro consoles and my retro games. But anyway, I'm in the video. Tell me in the comment section below what you think about the Nintendo Entertainment System. Have you ever played one? Have you ever experienced one? And are you interested in collecting for this 8-bit system in 2023? You can still find these all over the place. These were very successful consoles. You know, these got a lot sold. It was Nintendo's first home console ever made. And I think the first console, I think the first game that was actually packaged with the system was actually Duck Hunt and Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt, I don't have a CRT TV, but if I did, I would be playing Duck Hunt probably every day. I love Duck Hunt. This console is just, it's pretty fascinating, pretty cool. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm not gonna make this video any longer than it has to be. But anyway, just tell me in the comment section below if you are interested in collecting for the system, or if you consider actually buying one and trying one out for yourself. Yeah, it's not a PlayStation 5, it's not an Xbox, it's not, you know, it's not a Nintendo Switch, of course, but you know, it's still a great console. It still looks cool, looks awesome, very nostalgic looking, and you know, it got that awesome look to it. But anyway, peace out. This has been my gaming review. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and peace. This has been the Nintendo Entertainment System in 2023, and I think that is still a great console to collect for. Anyway, peace out.